Hi guys, so here I'm Rory here, co-founder of Sublime Trading, here with your daily update for the UK and US indices for Tuesday the 23rd of June. Okay guys, hope you're well. So let's get straight into the US markets. We've seen a rise of around 2.5 to 3% since yesterday through today, since the open of today. Now let's start with the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq had a bullish day yesterday. We had a gap up at the start of play today, and it's now creating new all-time highs. So the Nasdaq very much leading the way, going on to create new all-time highs, really not showing any signs of slowing down. So the Nasdaq bullish, very much bullish, and continuing to new all-time highs. So it'll be interesting to see how today ends and how we see price action behave throughout the rest of the week. The S&P 500 and the Dow Jones, they both gapped up. We've seen bullishness. So across the board, we are seeing bullishness. Looking at the UK market, the FTSE 100, we saw bullishness yesterday and a little bit of bullishness through today. So again, the FTSE 100 again showing bullishness. But what we want with the Dow Jones and Nasdaq and the Dow Jones, the S&P 500 and the FTSE is for price to break and close above the high of June to suggest a continuation, and we'll then see alignment with the Nasdaq. So overall, we are bullish. We just need to see the three indices align with the Nasdaq to confirm breakouts in line with the Nasdaq, and then further strength to the upside. So across the board, we're bullish. The stocks that have been making up our watch list and have been entered into our portfolio, they're also continuing to new highs, producing further breakouts and compounding opportunities. So all in all, the market is behaving how we would have liked to have seen since price moved through the 200 simple moving average, particularly on the S&P 500, which is price continuing on this bullish climb. So for now, we continue to be bullish, we continue to remain bullish, and we continue to open up long positions until the market dictates otherwise. Let's get into the charts. Let's catch up with price action. Let's see how price could end the day and potentially what we could see through the rest of the week. So guys, if you're new to these daily updates, then I recommend starting with the recording that's pinned to the top of our Facebook page, so that you get a good understanding of what I go through in these charts. So this is our 3-screen setup. We have the monthly in the top left, weekly in the top right, and our daily chart down here across the bottom. Starting with the monthly time frame on the S&P 500, if you look at the month of June, it's starting to look far more bullish again, and we can see that price is now trying to push back towards the high of this month. Ultimately, what we want to see is the high of last year, which is this line across the chart here, cleared, and then for price to start moving towards the current all-time high. On the weekly time frame, price above the 200 and the 50 simple moving average. We can see a bullish week this week, but it's this area that we want to see cleared. And then if we come down to the daily time frame, we can see that we had a bullish day yesterday, gap up today, and that bullish momentum has continued. What we want to see now are resistance levels cleared, particularly the high of June, to suggest a continuation. Now, looking at the Nasdaq, very much leading the way, as already mentioned. If we look at June, pushing to new highs, it's above that 10,000 round number, looking strong for a full-on continuation now towards new highs. On the weekly time frame, price above the 200 and the 50 simple moving average, bullish week this week. And if we come down to the daily time frame, price above all three moving averages. We had a bullish day yesterday. Price didn't break through the previous all-time high, but the gap up today and a continuation is now pushing price to new all-time high. So we can see price above the 10,000 round number. This is looking strong now for a continuation. It's exactly what we wanted to see. We now want to see the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones follow by breaking through these highs of June, and then continuations towards the next areas of resistance. Looking at the Dow Jones, starting with the monthly, again we can see June is starting to look a little bit more bullish, not as bullish as the Nasdaq and the S&P 500. The Dow Jones always tends to be lagging behind, but we can see the bullishness creeping back in. On the weekly, price above the 200 moving average, but just below the 50 simple moving average, where it's struggling to break through. It's currently finding resistance. If we come down to the daily time frame, we can see price above the 50 and the 20 simple moving averages, but it's finding resistance at the 200 simple moving average. So we want to see this whole current resistance area cleared, and then for price to start moving towards a high of June. So remember, the Dow Jones, it is lagging behind. As the Nasdaq and the S&P 500 push on, the Dow Jones will follow. Looking at the S&P 500 mini, if we look at today's candlestick, we can see yesterday's candlestick was a very bullish candle. Today started bearish. The bulls have come in and started pushing price back. So the fact that we're seeing bullishness is not surprising. Remember, it's always the end of day candlestick though that gives us the most information. Moving to the FTSE 100, starting with the monthly, we can see again the month of June, the candlestick again looking far more bullish than in previous days, but still very short of the current high of June, as well as these resistance levels ahead that it's faced with. We want to see this whole area cleared and then strength to the upside. On the weekly, price is below the 200 and the 50 simple moving averages, and on the daily, price also below the 200 moving average, but finding support at the 20 simple moving average. You can see how it's walking along the 20 simple moving average above the 50 and the 6,000 round number. Bullishness so far today, still waiting for the high of June and the 200 moving average to be cleared, and then strength to the current all-time highs. So overall though, across all the indices, we are seeing bullishness. The stocks that we're looking at and are in our portfolio, they're all pushing to new highs and offering plenty of opportunities to enter. So the market is looking strong, and bullish is the direction that you currently want to be in. All of those who are claiming to call tops and that we are to see a reversal at some point, you really want to ignore them until the market actually dictates a reversal. For now, always focus on price. Remember, the trend is your friend until the bend at the end, and there's no sign of a bend just as yet. Okay guys, so that's me for today. Please like, comment and share. Let's get people understanding how to use the indices correctly to build a solid investment portfolio, and I will be back tomorrow with my next daily update.